Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. It's time for Stella. But of course, you all know that I'm doing a no sugar cleanse for Lent up into Easter. I threw alcohol in there too. Well, Stella Rosa is a lot of sugars. Well, Stella Rosa is a lot of sugar. So I threw that in there too. So your girl is on water. But it's a Thursday. If you're still enjoying yourself a nice cocktail, let me know. Put it in the chat. I would like to know what everyone is sipping on. So when I do start sipping again, I can try out some new things. I love it. But anyway, tonight we're going to get into Survivor 44, the challenge, the world championship, a little bit of my fantasy team. Like, we had a good time drafting these fantasy teams. And I feel like I should have took some of you all's advice. Because like Helen, Survivor 44, Helen, my fantasy team is in the trash, girl. I was not expecting Helen to go so soon. Like, everybody on Twitter was like, oh, Helen got the winner's edit. Helen is so smart. Helen is so strategic. And I was down for Helen. Like, I was really down for Helen. Hey, Glenda, Eric, Zuda, everybody in the chat. But Helen is gone. They got Helen up out of there. Survivor was a good episode to me because it was dramatic, but not like too dramatic. It gave me the birdcage. It's what's necessary. I think it's way better than the password, butterflies, bumblebees, and broccoli. I think it's way better than begging for beads because you still don't know who has the idol unless you share it. A huge part of me should have stuck with my gut. Like, my gut was telling me to draft Carolyn. But I said, Carolyn is such a loose cannon. Right, Miguel? I should have drafted Carolyn. I was like, she's such a loose cannon. They're going to end up voting her ass out because she's going to get on people's nerves. But Carolyn right now is playing the best game for me because she found the idol. No one suspects her of being mischievous enough to put that empty bag back in the cage. No one thinks Carolyn has the idol. Even though she was the only one that didn't go out on a group trip to go look for the key, they still don't think she has the idol. And she kept it a secret. She doesn't feel the need to tell it to anybody. I'm like, look at Carolyn doing everything I want someone to do in the game. I love it. Like, the drama was like, they're going, I think Sarah got it. I think maybe Yam Yam got it. I was like, are you all serious? Like, Carolyn was the only one not on the walking trail, but y'all think one of the four of you all got the key, got the idol, put the empty bag back in there. All while the Purple Tribe is a mess, but I love it. I love it. Let's start at the beginning. Y'all know I ain't take no notes, so if it wasn't important to me, I don't remember. Put it in the chat if you want me to discuss it. Now, I'm a little bit confused because, correct me in the chat, when the Orange Tribe comes back, you know, Brandon, he a little bit in his feelings because he got some votes, but you played your idol correctly, be happy. We learned all the speculation that Matt, it was correct. Matt played his shot in the dark because he didn't want to draw a line in the sand. It was kind of like, I don't want to vote for Brandon, but if he go, he go. If we flush out the idol, great, but I don't want. Smart Matt, dumb because you wasted your shot in the dark. And I mean, it's week one. We really care about drawing a line in the sand week one, but whatever. Kane is caught out there with the sole vote on Brandon because Maddie went home. I feel bad for Maddie because, you know, she quit her job and everything, but Brandon was big mad. He gonna play it off like he not, but he was big mad that he had to use his idol. But did Lauren tell everybody I got my extra vote? Lauren, I mean, I could have swore last week, my memory ain't the best, but I could have swore last week she told everyone she lost her vote because she didn't want to get the advantage. She told everyone she didn't get the advantage. So why is it this week, Lauren, you're telling everybody I banked my vote and I got my extra vote? Or did I completely mishear what she said? I don't know, but Lauren, if you're telling people about your advantage, ma'am, you forgot that you lied last week, and I think you need to. That's why you should just, I don't know. If you're not a good liar, you shouldn't lie. Maybe you should play more like Carolyn if you can't keep your lies together. But then I could have heard wrong. Correct me in the chat. I was trying to figure out what Lauren said too. Yeah, it sounded like Lauren said, I got my extra vote. And I'm like, girl, what are you doing? You told everybody last week you didn't risk it. You lost your vote. But hey, whatever. I'm happy nobody went back to the mountain and down the separate pathways this week. I'm sure it'll be another week or two before they send some more people out there and everybody realizes Sarah and Lauren lied. But hey. Over at the green team, we have this romance between Matt and Franny. Survivor to me is the weirdest place to fall in love. Like, if I'm not taking a shower, hey, Andrew, brushing my teeth, combing my hair, the last thing I want to do is flirt in somebody's face. But these are young people. Let them have their flirt adventure. I think Frat, that could be their name, Frat. Franny and Matt do make a cute couple. Sometimes you do just gravitate to people. I don't think it's fair. Look, if you come out on a tribe as a couple, people are going to automatically assume your 2 votes are 1. That is a target. But there's a lot of duos within Survivor outside of romance. Miss Claire is there to entertain me. I like her gameplay. I just don't think it's a winning gameplay. I feel like she's doing too much too soon. Like she all in these people business. Girl, mind your business and just make note that they're a duo. You don't have to be telling people maybe you shouldn't be seen with him. Like, let them tank their game, Claire. Let them tank their game. But I do like Claire. I'm gonna get to Claire later on. Oh, and Danny on the green team got the advantage. He found the key. Danny at least took the real idol out, put it in his pocket, and he put the fake idol back in there. I'm wondering if he's gonna throw the key in the ocean and make it seem like no one on his tribe has anything because they could never find the key, or is he gonna leave the key? I personally would leave a key somewhere and let somebody else find it and let somebody else think they got a fake idol so I could be entertained later on in the season when they try to play this fake idol. That's personally what I would do. Carolyn was a little bit frazzled, so she forgot to do that, but at least no one suspects her of having the idol or the fake idol. I don't know what Carolyn's gonna do, but I'm sure to be entertaining. I'm sure to be entertaining. But I'm happy all the bird cages, all of that is over. Now we just have to see what's gonna happen. Are they gonna put another idol on the purple team? Are they gonna put something else in that bird cage? Even though Brandon already used the idol. They're supposed to go back in the game. We shall see. Now, you might get some early points on the global. Okay, I'm going to get to global next in my fantasy team because I kind of screwed up that fantasy team too. Josh, Claire, Danny, and Heidi team up to break up the duo. Do they really have to? They can just be an alliance. I like all of those people. All 4 of those. Yeah, Heidi is the one. Heidi is the one I really like. So all 4 of those people could be an alliance. And Matt doesn't have a vote for 2 weeks. He did tell Franny the truth. Will Franny snitch on him? We will see. Missing one vote is already huge. Like Matt, I don't see Matt making it to merge with all these missing votes, but we'll see. We'll see. We're gonna get to the challenge because that's why I'm doing Survivor first, because Survivor is easy. The challenge I have a little bit more to say about. The immunity challenge, let's just get to the end, that snake part, because nothing else matters. Matt said he built him a little snake in his backyard, and that's why he took that sling off his shoulder and said, "Put me in, coach. Put me in. I could win this. I could win this, coach. Let me put the ball in the snake up thing." Look, it's crazy and amazing to me that people really make these games and puzzles and practice them in their backyards. I'm not that excited. Like, it's no game show in the world where I'm that excited to put the stuff in my backyard. But hey, I'm a different person. I'm not a super, super duper fan. I'm just a super fan. Like, just one super for Angie, just one super, not a whole. No, but amazing. Matt, I'm happy he won it for the purple team because I really didn't want the purple team, or they're the orange team. I didn't want the orange team to go back to tribal council. Yam Yam's team lost. I was worried a little bit for Yam Yam. We get back, but I feel good about it now because it seems like there's a solid 3-person alliance. Now, when we get to the beach, everybody was talking about Carolyn. Carolyn got to go. She a little bit crazy. We ain't got time to be fooling with her. I'm like, see, I told you, Carolyn got to go. But then Carson, you're playing a dangerous position, playing the middle, because eventually people on the tribe are going to cross-check notes and realize you lied to them. They already realized. Who's left? Helen left. Sarah already is going to realize you didn't vote with them because Helen is gone. So Sarah, I don't know what you're going to do with that little heritage piece of paper. You hurry up, need to steal somebody advantage of some girl because you might be next. But I think Carson, you got to ride with Yam Yam and Carolyn now because Sarah not about to take you back. But I like Carson, Yam Yam, and Carolyn. Like, those 3 entertain me. I really want them to stick around and make it to a tribe swap and things like that. So I'm happy Carolyn found the idol. I'm happy Carolyn beat out the vote. Right now, I'm on a scale of 1 to 10, y'all, how shocked are you all that Heidi went home? Because I was like at a 10. I really thought Carson was going to vote with them and we were going to see another idol play tonight. Because when Carolyn didn't play her idol, I was like, oh, girl, I guess you about to go home with the idol in your pocket, girl. I really thought Carolyn, I did not think Carson was going to vote with them. I really didn't. But when I think back to his pregame interview, he did say he wanted to play with people opposite of him. He wanted to play with people who he knew would have his back 100%. And I feel like that would be Yam Yam and Carolyn because they're authentic. Remember, she wants to be authentic. She doesn't want to lie to people. Yam Yam gives me that same vibe. So I think if Carson sticks with them, they will be loyal to him throughout the game if they can stick together. So I'm excited to see it. Anything else about Survivor? I know that was a quick review. Let me see if I can pull up my fantasy team real quick so we can see how bad I did, because it's a mess. It is a mess. So here, I'm kiss my Yam Yam because Yam Yam is my favorite. Now, for Survivor, I'm not really taking Survivor as serious because I'm playing for fun. But because since I missed week 1, I'm never going to make up from missing all of week 1's points. So I'm always going to be close to the bottom, but I still want to get high total points for the week. Now, Danny got me some good points because he found the idol. His team did good in competition. I got 75 points. Now, I don't know what these 10 points Lauren got for drama and romance, But Lauren did good this week. She got me 73 points. The green team, they do good in the challenges, but I feel like I have too many green on my roster. That might benefit me later on in the game. But like right now, like the Heidis, the Joshes, I think they'll be close to the end, but they aren't giving me any points right now because they aren't going to tribal council. They winning all the time. And then of course, I have Carson. He was on the losing team. That didn't help. And then Helen went home. So I'm already down. I'm week one, I'm already down a person. And Helen really could have been one of my winner picks, Helen or Heidi. I really had Helen top of my list. So that's where I'm at in the fantasy of it all. Let's move over to the challenge. The episode last night, I watched it on MTV and then I watched episode 2 today on Paramount Plus. I'm totally like I was tweeting. Zuda knows. Zuda was checking me on Twitter, and I appreciated Zuda because I was like, "What's going on here? Like, what are these picks? Why is everybody picking so and so first and so last?" I was really confused, but then I was like, "Angie, shut up. Watch the whole episode. You tweeting too fast." So, of course, we saw the first episode where they're calling it the MVPs, the spinoff people. They do like a mini final. Yes, Yvette, you missed the episode. On MTV, they had an hour and a half episode, the premiere, but they also released episode 2 on Paramount Plus. So if you go to Paramount Plus, episode 2 is already out. Now, Paramount Plus, I want to check you real quick. If next week y'all not already releasing episode 3, I'm gonna be pissed because you could have kept episode 2, and I don't want us to be a whole nother week before we get another episode. Like, I appreciate the 2 episode release, but next week needs to be week 3. But anyway, I just wanted to say that. But yeah, so if you haven't watched episode 2, you might want to click off. If you don't, well, episode 2 was a cliffhanger. Nobody went home, so you don't really have to click off, but you will figure out who won the daily because I'm gonna talk about it. But episode 1, Glenda, it's the same format. They in teams. The only difference is we don't have an algorithm shifting everybody around every week. That's the only difference. It's still teams. I would have preferred to see a solo game with the MVPs, and the people on MTV could have stayed over there and prepared for season 39. Hey, Marlon. I'm so glad they posted the first episode. I'm happy we got 2 episodes because that first, you really needed the 2 episodes to be satisfied, because by the end of the first episode, I wasn't satisfied. But after seeing both episodes together, I was like, okay, this is cute. This is cute. They should have included they should have included the elimination in episode 2, because I don't want a cliffhanger every week. That's going to piss me off. We need one of these episodes to catch it all up. Like elimination daily, I don't want to every week be trying to figure out who going home. That's going to kind of piss me off. But let's get into it. So they're doing this little mini final, which I thought was no shade. It looked halfway harder than what season 38 did at their real final. But you know what? Let's move on from that. 38 is over. We're going to move on from that. And a quick shout out to Kamisha. She interviewed Devin again. And it's something about when Kamisha interviews Devin, he makes a lot of sense when it comes to the game. And I end up like understanding his point of view, understanding where he's coming from. The only thing I wish from Devin, and Devin, if you ever see this, shout out to you for answering my questions, because I did ask him a question about race and I really appreciated his honest answer. And he didn't take it as if I was saying something about him. It was just a question about race in general. But watch Kamisha's interview to see how it all went down. But I understand his point of view, but pretty much, correct me if I'm wrong, if you listen to the interview and you felt something different, it kind of sounds like it's easy to win these challenges based on what percentage of your friends show up. So if 60% of the cast you cool with, he was like, I'm going to a final because majority of the cast I'm cool with. So I appreciated his honesty. So I said all of that to say, MTV, you all have to do better with the casting, because we're tired of people saying, I ain't coming unless so-and-so come. Like, that's probably why a Nelson will never win the game, while a Corey will never win the game, because it's only 2 of them and it's 20 of everybody else. Like, we need a fair setup. Like, I'm really curious how KC is going to do on World Championship. Her clique isn't there. All she has is Tori. But KC, you aren't Tori's top priority. She has Jordan. So I'm really interested in how some of these alliances are going to shape up. But let's get back to the point of the game. Grant won and Zara. It's going to take me a minute to differentiate between Zara and Cass. I know they don't look alike, but I didn't watch UK, so I'm not familiar with UK. And I'm happy. I mean, I ain't happy Argentina getting up out of there, but I didn't watch Argentina, so I'm really not familiar with any of them. But Zara and Grant won, if I'm correct. And then based on the order of how they finished this little mini final is how they pick teams. Now, there was one too many guy and girl. So at the end of this mini final, which is one part of the challenge I like when they play seasons like this, whoever loses automatically in elimination. I feel like that helps the majority alliance not have complete control over the game, because a lot of times weaker teams of a majority alliance can skate to the end because their friends will just never put them in. But if they lose a daily, I'm sorry, but you lose the daily, you going in. So I at least like that setup. Tristan and Claudia lost, so they are automatically in. Now, this is why I love Sarah Lacina. One, she's dramatic. She's dramatic. But Sarah is a strategist. And she was like, look, because some people was like, let's just throw Argentina all up in there against Argentina. Argentina go home. And Sarah was like, no, we have a UK and Australia in the winner's circle. We need to know what the stalemate is. So we're going to vote in a UK team, and we're gonna vote in the UK, and we're gonna vote in Australia, so we can figure out what the tiebreaker is instead of trying to figure out the tiebreaker later on in the season. I was like, yes, Sarah. Yes. We want to figure out the tiebreaker right now. We ain't got time 10 weeks from now to be deciding if we're gonna throw our game to the wind or not and risk a tie. We need to know episode 1. I was like, yes, do that, Sarah. So they voted. Well, Tristan got out of it because now this is allegedly word on the Twitter curb, because I did ask. I said, why did Nathan go home? Nathan had to go home for medical reasons. Later on down the Twitter feed, people said it was COVID, allegedly. Now, I don't know. I ain't got the man medical records, but that's probably all it really could be, because why else would he go home? But that can't be true, because he did the whole first challenge, and if he tested positive, everybody would have to go back into quarantine. Who knows why the man had to go home? HIPAA laws, they may never tell us his medical information, but Nathan had to go home. And I was a little bit disappointed, because a lot of people said Nathan was very entertaining, reality TV gold, and I found him very attractive. I wanted to see what he was going to do on my TV screen, but maybe another time. Anyway, We get to elimination. Of course, both teams voted for their prospective opposite country. Kiki ended up going in because the deciding factor is if it's a female elimination, the female gets to decide who wins. And Zara voted for Kiki. It was a pole wrestle. Let me tell you this, Kiki, I ain't had too much faith in you, girl, because I said you were a cute face and you just happened to win because you all got all the strongest people. Your alliance got all the strongest people out before the final over there in Australia. And I'm not mad at that strategy. That's what you're supposed to do. But when Kiki got in here and did this pole wrestle, I said, oh, Kiki got hard. I already knew Kiki got hard because she never gave up on that final. And I felt like Australia had a hard final. But I said Kiki got hard and she got strength. And she has strategy because, yeah, she's not strong enough to pick you up and body slam you. That's the strategy most people do. But she was out there doing splits, using her leg as a extender to get the pole out of your grip. I was like, Kiki doing the damn thing. She won 3-0 and she stayed. And I said, well, Kiki is tried and true. I really like Kiki. So I already said that comment. I said, I really like Kiki. So Kiki won the elimination. Claudia went home. Claudia don't even get opportunity to get a partner. Nathan and Claudia are gone. So bye to them. I kind of knew not to put Nathan or Claudia on my fantasy team because they weren't in the draft picks. So let's go over this because I got my teams. I know who are partners. Now, they picked their partners, and this is going into episode 2, y'all. So if y'all ain't watched episode 2, I don't know if y'all want to click off. But based on how the MVPs won their little mini final, the order, that's how they picked their partners. Now, Grant won, and he had pick number 1. I've been talking about this forever. I always thought Ben won because I said whoever picks KC must have won the thing. No, Ben had second pick. He picked KC. First pick was John A. Now, John A is a 2-time All-Stars champ. John A is tried and true. I was being shady on Twitter. I was like, Grant, you picked John A? I mean, yes, she won over there on All-Stars, but she really did nothing on the main show. But John A is tried and she's true. Janae is the real thing. Put respect on her name. I'm excited to see what Janae can do in future seasons. They were first pick, and if you watch the second episode, you know how that paid off. Now, Zara had first pick, and she picked Wes. Wes, one thing Devin said is he really studied Wes's game, how he thinks about it. The way Wes thinks about this game, he is really smart. He is really smart when it comes to these strategies. And I love how Wes, he don't come to the show with half of the cast being his friend. He comes and he analyzes who's in the game, how he thinks this is going to go down, and how he's going to position himself. I'm really hoping big things for Wes and Zara. I didn't put Wes on my fantasy team. I kind of wish I did, but it is what it is. Another shocking pick for me is I always thought Sarah was high up in the game. Sarah damn near had the next to last pick. And I was like, Theo went next to last. That's shocking to me. But Theo hasn't been on he hasn't been on in a very long time. I think he said 2018. So people might not be familiar with Theo. I was extremely shocked that Nelson was picked last. Extremely shocked. But I think that's when I had to quit tweeting. I was like, Angie, shut up. You about to embarrass yourself on Twitter riding for Nelson. Just shut up and see what happened the rest of this episode. Kellyanne was picked last on the female team. Even Tori wasn't picked that close to the top. because Danny, I think, was in 5th or 6th place. Like, I was really shocked at how people were picking, but I think it all worked. I think everyone has a really strong team. I think everyone has a really strong team, and I can't wait to see how this all plays out. Now, going into episode 2, they have a daily challenge where they have to run up some kind of sandy mountain, grab some chains that weigh 700 pounds. How were they pulling 700-pound chains? Like, that sounds insane, but they had to pull the chain to a puzzle piece. The closer the puzzle piece is to the little bell to ring, the harder your puzzle is. The further away you go with your chain, the easier your puzzle is. I don't really even know. All of it looks strange to me. I'm like, y'all got to do what with these chains? I really hate puzzles. I really hate that the challenge is so puzzle friendly because I'm kind of over all these damn puzzles. But at least they had to do the puzzle with a 700-pound chain. At the end of the day, guess who wins? Johnny and Grant. The team that I was like, Grant, you pick Johnny first. I said, oh, Grant, you better pick Johnny first. Johnny wins the first episode, and I'm really proud of her because I feel like there's some people out there like me that don't give her the credit she deserves for her 2 all-star wins back to back. And if you really think about it, even though she didn't win All-Stars 1, I think she still came in 3rd place, and she still went to the final. So since she's been on All-Star, she's been to all 3 finals and she won 2 of the 3. So and you can tell Johnny is in shape. Johnny has done what Anissa has refused to do, which is, now, I ain't trying to shame nobody, but Johnny did gain a little bit of weight because she has some children. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But you can tell she trained for this championship because she is in shape. And all I'm saying, Anissa, is maybe you might want to train a little bit if you want to keep being ass back, because ain't no point of just keep coming back and messing up your ankle and having to be in surgery every year for a knee tear and an ankle twist. Like, at some point, you either going to train and get your body right or you going to sit down. But Anissa not here, so that's enough of that. So Johnny wins. Kellyanne and Tristan lose. Kellyanne is in her feelings. She's getting all the drama fantasy points this week because she automatically feels that because she has a friendship with Johnny, that Johnny will not vote her into elimination. Girl, Johnny, go ahead and vote Kellyanne in. But I feel like she might spare Kellyanne this week. Now, the messed up part everybody was talking about is, who the hell remembers that Wes used to date Kellyanne? Like, if they didn't say it on the episode, I wouldn't have known it. I'm not thinking about Wes dating Kellyanne 15 years ago. I don't even remember who I was dating 15 years ago, but whatever. Wes used to date Kellyanne, and Wes still nominated her for elimination. And everybody's like, man, Wes, you cold-blooded. You going to nominate your ex? Yes, that's what we're going to do. That's what Jordan should have done. But let's move on from that. 38 is over. 38 is over. But so that's where the cliffhanger ended. So we don't know who's going into elimination next week. It's between Kellyanne and Tristan, Jody and Benja is her partner. It's between those two. I feel like Jody and Benja may get the vote because Johnny's partner is Grant and Kellyanne's partner is also from the UK, and I feel like they'll be UK strong. But I love the way Wes thinks about the game. He's like, forget these countries. We playing for ourselves. We don't care if somebody from our country go home. We trying to make it to the end. I'm here for all of that. Now let's get into the comments because that's really all I got to say about the episode. Great first 2 episodes, but like they said earlier in the chat, y'all could have went ahead and rounded this out and shown us elimination. And I ain't tell y'all, Nelson lost. It was a puzzle. And no, because I said Kellyanne lost. I didn't mean to say Kellyanne lost. Nelson lost, but Kellyanne is up for elimination. So Maybe picking Nelson last was the right thing to do. When it comes to the puzzles, he just didn't have it. I don't even think him and his partner had one or two lines connected on them poles. But hmm. Yeah, this is not what they promised it's supposed to be. All of the countries and yeah, the empty people are there now, so we kind of just got to deal with it. Hey Angie, hey everyone, had to finish watching the Survivor episode. Survivor was good. That's what I mean about the format where you automatically go in if you're last. I'm sick. Yes, I do like that. I like that you have to automatically go in because it'd be people like Josh. Well, Josh has gotten better, but in the past, like he would lose and then Fessy and them would save him. Even though Sarah's strategy was smart and I loved it, now that the tiebreaker doesn't matter, oh yeah, but there will not be another girls' day. So that is kind of true. She tested out the strategy, but now that they're in teams, we still don't know what a stalemate may be. Unless when they go to elimination, it's not team elimination. It might be guys have to fight for the partnership. So let's say it's Kellyanne getting voted in, it's Nelson versus Tristan. And if they can't decide, they will let the guy. I don't know. I don't know. So you're right. Sarah, that was cute. But now that y'all in teams, you still don't know what's going to happen if it's a tie. But I really hope it's not. I really hope it's not you got to go in. Because I feel like, I don't know. Should it be the losing team gets the pick of the two? If the other team, if you can't decide, I don't know. You having to go in does force people to play the game and make the hard decision. Who knows what the top who knows what the tiebreaker will be now? Hey Angie, did you like the new challenge? Yes, Inga, I like the new challenge. I'm entertained. I enjoy the people. I really am enjoying the Argentinian people because they're just so they're having fun and I enjoy watching them have fun. Like when was it Rodri and Justine were salsa dancing. Like I just enjoy watching people have fun. It hasn't got messy yet. um I'm really just excited to see the USA people and the Australian people play. I'm happy that Sarah and Emily are an alliance. I really, really, really should have picked up Emily on my fantasy team. As I started watching the episode, I said, "Oh, I should have got Emily. I should have got Emily." But I picked up Naya at the last minute. We'll see what Naya does. But I really am enjoying it so far. I'm glad the last person, yep, we're happy about that. Love both challenges so far. The last episode, yep, go straight in. They do. It seems like they're so carefree. Not carefree, but careful on the main show. Like they playing with the cast with kid gloves, like, oh, we don't want to make them mad. We want to bring back all their friends. We don't want them to go into elimination. We want to protect, protect, protect. That's you all ruining the main show. Emily and Sarah are a strong duo, but I can guarantee you, Emily and Sarah are going to work on people's nerves quick, fast, and in a hurry. Quick. I can see maybe by next week, Sarah and Theo being in trouble because Sarah is just going to rub people the wrong way. I already know it, but her and Theo are a strong team, and I really hope they last a while. Oh yes, when Kiki did that split, I was like, you better get that pole, Kiki. Yes, I love when Kiki did. We've never seen anybody do that. And even Wes had to give her props. Now, who said Wes was the king of the pro wrestle? I thought it was Kyle. I thought Kyle was the one everyone was scared of in the pole wrestle. But maybe it's just recently Kyle. Recently, I don't know. And Zara is a bad bitch for willing to risk going. She did the first elimination to protect her girl. Most people would get scared and flip their vote. Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, I like when people go in to protect their friends, but I mean, is that your cousin? Is that your sister? I'm not risking $250,000 for nobody. Girl, I'm sorry, it might have to be you. I'm gonna do my best. But yeah, I'm happy that we saw some people like that. Bananas. Oh yes, Bananas wasn't even picked second or third, was he? Because Bananas, it went Wes, Jordan. Was Bananas picked third? I don't think Justine came in third. But whichever the order, Bananas was looking like people love Wes, and I think people are kind of over Bananas. But Justine picked him. That was a good pick because I do feel like people aren't going to shoot for Bananas too soon. Because even though Wes and Bananas like to shade each other, they're going to protect each other at least halfway through this thing. I can already tell. You felt bad for Nelson being picked last. I did too. I didn't think he would be picked last. I think at least Nelson might not go home. I can't speak for his partner because I don't know her, but I can see Nelson winning the elimination against Tristan or Benja. So just because he came in last doesn't mean he goes home. But who knows? Who knows? Kellyanne is entertaining, but it's gonna be funny if Janae vote her in elimination. I'm gonna get my life and really crack up. But I don't think it'll happen. I don't think it'll happen, but I think it'll be funny. That was messed up because they gonna start it off talking about, well, Kellyanne, you came in next to last, so we gonna vote you first. And then Jody and Benja, y'all could be next. And we was like, but they didn't come in third to last. Like, just say y'all don't like Jody. I told y'all them All Stars people don't have alliances. Kellyanne really, I mean, she has Janae, but it's not the same. Jody doesn't really have anybody. I don't know what Yes was talking about. I don't either. Why did they let him start off the meeting anyway? No, they didn't pick partners into the beginning of episode 2. That was the cliffhanger of episode 1 was picking the partners. The very beginning of episode 2, they picked their partners. So I don't know why we have. I'm gonna be mad if it's the cliffhanger season because I want to go ahead and wrap every episode up with a bow. I don't like every week coming on here with a cliffhanger. How did you guys see the pairs being picked if episode 1 came out yesterday? For me, see, I could tell you how I thought they were going to be picked. I thought Theo, and that's only because I know what Theo can do because I watched him 5 years ago. I thought Theo would be higher up. I thought Tori would be higher up. I knew on my piece of paper I had Kellyanne being last, so I wasn't shocked about Kellyanne, but I thought Jody would be next to last. I thought on my paper I had Darrell being the last. I had Darrell being the last one picked because he's scary and he doesn't win dailies. Darrell doesn't win anything anymore. He's just, yeah, he won everything back in the day, but what have you done for me lately? So I really thought Darrell would be last because we've seen Nelson perform and he's really good at the daily challenges, but he's not good at puzzles. Or maybe it was Norris. Maybe Norris was the magic in 38 because Norris was the one figuring out all the puzzles. She was the one. So I just didn't think it would shake out the way it shook out, like especially the girls. I just didn't. I didn't think Janae would be picked. I thought KC would be the first girl picked. I thought Tori would be the second girl picked, and I thought Amber B would be the third girl picked. Like I really didn't see the girls shaking out the way they shook out, but so far I think it's a well balanced. The teams are very well balanced. Yes, they dropped the first two episodes. So you can go on Paramount Plus and watch the first two episodes right now. Nelson lost. Koki, you ain't gonna let us forget. He did, was it 55, 56? Nelson lost almost 60 daily challenges in a row until he got Norris as a partner. I wasn't shocked. Norris is the Nelson magic. You right. You right. It was all Norris. Because he did lose. Y'all ain't gonna let Nelson live those 52 losses in a row down. But imagine how many people have never won a daily challenge. Tristan know who Sarah and Danny was because he watches Survivor. Okay. I'm excited for the season. I think it's gonna get messy. I think the eliminations and the dailies will be great. Let's see how many of you all have fantasy teams with me. And I've already looked at the scores. And out of everyone I know that watches Stella, I'm in last. And I am a sore loser. I hate being in last. But let's look at this. The challenge fantasy. Now I got to figure out how to share my screen again. This share my screen stuff. Okay, stop sharing. Now let me go figure out how to share my screen again. I'm going to have this down pat where it's going to be smooth like butter one day. I'm just going to be a clicking. Okay, so the Challenge Fantasy League. Let's get to scrolling. So look who's in tied for first place. Dan, are you here? Dan is tied for first place. And let's see who he picked that I didn't pick. Kiki did good because she won some eliminations. Justine, Tristan, Cass, Theo, yes. I don't see why that's better than my team. I don't know. I think because I have too many MTV people on my team, and he has more. Yeah, he has more international spinoff people. So I don't know, but good job, Dan. Good job for coming in first. Wish I could do the draft, but you look at the spoilers, so it wouldn't be fair. Thank you for hoping that I rise up. Thank you, because I really am a sore loser. But shout out to Dan for being tied for first place. Now let's see. Who else do we know on here? Stormy is in tied, a three-way tie for third place or 12th place, but it's still higher than me. Justine, Troy, you have Emily. I kind of wish I would have picked up Emily. Sarah, Jordan, Theo. Those are some good picks. Some good picks. Good job, Stormy. Let's see who else is in it. Dabu is in it for 21st place, still higher than me. He got Danny, Emily, Sarah, Jordan, Tori, Theo. This looked like my team. Why am I so far down the list? Danny had a good episode. Danny had a really good episode. I think he came in third place on that mini final. We need these picks to pick it up because let's see where I am, you all, because it's a shame. Here I am, 39th place. That's damn near at the bottom. Look, it ain't but 50 places. It ain't but 50 places, and I'm in 39. Let's see where I went wrong. No, that's my first team. This is my second team, Kiss My Theo. That's the one we're playing with. I have Sarah Lucina, who I feel like will pull me up. I feel like I could have dropped Bananas and probably got somebody else. Jordan and Tori, I'm keeping. Naya, I love you, girl, but I feel like I should have picked up Emily. I wonder, can we trade? Does anybody in the chat know if we could drop people and add? Because if I can drop and add, I'm dropping Naya and picking up Emily. And I'm dropping Bananas and probably picking up, I might pick up Wes. I should have picked up Wes instead of Bananas. I don't know. But that's our fantasy check-in. Like, I'm really proud of you all. You all tried to tell me to get Emily, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it, but that's my fault for not listening. And I should have picked up Kiki too, because Kiki doing a damn thing. And I feel like Kiki has a good partner. Well, she has Darrell. Kiki will be around and she on the poster. So I should have picked up Kiki. But it is what it is. That's my fantasy team. We gonna rock with it. But that's all I got this week, you all. Anything else before I shut it down? Because I did only want to have an hour. I should have did a few more international people. I'm starting to think that same thing, Linda. I should have picked up a few more international people. Who knew? I mean, we didn't know. We didn't know. Yeah, on the rewatch, I saw you. Yep, I switched out Naya. I switched out for Naya. But I knew she probably won't be cussing everybody out. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. Y'all told me not to switch it out for Naya. And I was like, no, I'm gonna do Naya. I don't be listening. And then my feelings gonna be hurt when I lose. It's a mess. It's a mess. But you all, I'm about to end it here. I do have somewhere I need to try to be by 7:30, so I don't want to talk on here too long. But great week one for the challenge. Survivor never disappoints. I'm really excited for Survivor. We'll be back next week. It'll either be Thursday or Friday, depending on my schedule. For Stella, and we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna check on our fantasy teams. Hopefully, I can move up the draft. Hopefully I can move up in the points. My Survivor team is trash because I put all my eggs in Helen, and Helen is at home with me. But anyway, like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. If you're on the rewatch, get in the comments and let me know what you think about Survivor and the challenge this week. And I'll see you all this weekend. I will be around doing lives and everything else on something. So check back over the weekend. Have a good night, you all. Tomorrow's Friday. We're really happy for that. Talk to you later. Bye.